Hey guys, it's Harleywood. Several months ago, I reviewed the M2 from Hapstone. Fantastic little sharpener. I have a playlist below for all of my sharpening videos. I've reviewed things that are, $100, $150, all the way to things that are above $1,000. Link in the description below, check out that playlist. Well, Hapstone liked that video so much that they sent me the K1 and the R1. Those are the newest models. We're gonna compare all three of these today and show you what the features are so you can decide which one might be right for you. Alright, I'm not going to go into too much detail on the Hapstone M2 because I've already done a full video on it. But let's do a real quick recap. So all of these sharpeners hold the same type of stones. Okay, these are the Apex Edge style stones, and it's a simple pull of the spring there, and it mounts right back up. Couldn't be easier. Pull, mounts right back up. Alright, this particular one has notches on the back here. They get you in the ballpark. It goes from 15 to 40 degrees. So if I take it up to 25 here, take it off the hanger in the back. One of the best things I liked about the M2 was the introduction of this hanger. And then what I would do is zero out on your table and then apply it to your stone arm there and see what your angle is. The knife on the M2 is held via magnets, 3 super strong magnets. The knife we have on there today is the Kaiser Bush. I've used this sharpener quite a bit. I have not used the other two, but they're pretty self-explanatory. On the bottom here, if you remember my video of the V7, when I was sharpening the knife was flexing. It was tending to do this. Okay, so on the M2, they introduced this brace, this block at the bottom here, so you can tuck it right up under the blade, and that removes any wobble of the knife. Next, the K1. The K1 comes pretty much assembled, ready to use right out of the box. The only thing you have to do is put this arm through this ball pivot joint in the back. This one also has a hook, a little bit different style, but you can hook it so that the arm just sits up and out of the way. And it also uses the same style stones. Simply pull on the spring here to disengage or engage the stones. Unlike the M2, where you have to break the knife off the magnets and flip it over, this one actually comes with the ability to pivot and rotate. Now, it comes with this center arm from the factory. This is an upgrade. If you want that second arm, if you're going to do longer blades, you can buy that second arm. You can buy 2 second arms if you wanted to put one out here and one here if you had really long blades. Today on here we have the TRC K1. This is the apocalyptic version. This is currently probably the favorite knife in my collection. This thing is simply beautiful. You'll notice this little pivot wheel, this tension wheel on the back here. If you are going to be grinding and applying significant pressure, what you don't want to do is you don't want the knife to break free and pivot on you because you're putting pressure with the stone. So you can simply tighten this down, and then it's much harder to pivot this. There, it's actually locked. There you go. You can see it takes significantly more force to break it loose. This one has a range from 15 degrees to 30 degrees. And now the big R1. This one basically has most of the features that both the M2 and the K1 have. This one has 3 clamps. So here you can see I have a 10-inch. This is a steel wheel. I think it's the Druid 230 off the top of my head. Same thing here with the clamps, a little bit different style blocks, but same basic concept. And this one also has the ability to go from 10 degrees to 30 degrees. You can see here the handle on this one prevents me from rotating it this way, but I can rotate it around here, do the other side, and rotate it back. Now on this one, it's a little bit harder to get your 0. You probably have to get it on the flat part here, or on the actual flat of the blade itself if you can get your scale to balance just right. But your best bet's probably right there. And then place your grinding arm down and see what your angle is. Okay, let's actually show you this. So I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to 0 this out. Okay, so that's 0'd, and now I'm going to bring it up here, put it on the blade, and right there is a 20-degree grind. So if I loosen this, this one has quite a range on it, depending on the knife you have on here. Right now I'm at 12 degrees, and all the way at the top, this one goes up to 35 degrees at the top. So from about 12 to 35. If you have a much deeper blade on here, you might be able to get 10 degrees up to 35. Both the K1 and the R1 come with an Allen tool, and that is to help you adjust the clamps. So on the R1 here, you have to loosen 4 Allen head bolts. And pull your knife right out. Alright, and now for the price. Currently, at the time of filming this video, the retail price on the M2 is $149. Depending on where you shop, you might be able to get it a little bit cheaper. Currently, the retail price on the K1 is $229. Depending on where you shop, again, maybe a little bit cheaper. The benefit of this one is obviously the rotating clamps here. Size-wise, it's about the same as the M2. There's not a lot of size comparison, although when these legs fold out, it is maybe just a little bit smaller. And the big ol' R1. Best of both worlds. You could do the biggest knives on here, the bigger knives on this one, in terms of these 3. This one is $4.99. And the fit and finish, I gotta say, on this one is a little bit more dialed in. Those come in at very low prices. There's nothing wrong with the quality of those, but you can just tell a little more time and effort went into the R1 here. It is superb. One of the best things about the Hapstones is the plethora of stone options out there. There's whetstones, there's boron carbide, there's diamond stones. There are so many different types of stones. Anything for the Apex Edge Pro typically fits these. The KME has shorter stones. I'm sure you could get them to work on some of these, although I would just go for the longer stones. It just doesn't make sense to have that little bit of range of motion on the KME, but that's it. So I will post links in the description below to each and every one of these, as well as to my playlist for my knife sharpening videos and the full review of the M2. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button below. Lots more videos to come, and we'll see you in the next one. Again, depending on where you shop, you may be able, why am I adjusting this wall filming?